Hello guys, so welcome back to Forza Horizon 3. RMD design, that's what we're gonna do here. I created some designs for some cars, pretty simple things, and quickly gonna go over them in case some of you like them and want to download them. You can find them on my storefront. I'm sort of trying to get to a certain achievement within the painter thing. I don't know. People said 100 downloads you need for amateur. Other people say it's 150. I have no idea. What I do know is that at this moment I have about 320 design downloads, and I'm still freelance painter. So I have no idea how it works and what the exact numbers are. My teammate has over 1200 downloads now, and he was semi-pro, which is like 2 stars. So I have no idea. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a bit of Forza Vista with about 20-25 cars that I created, in case you want to download them, because I also think that a lot of them don't show up, just because there are a lot of 5-star painters who are already in the list of 10-15 that you see when you look for a new design. And yeah, something to do while we were busy this week. Which is also the reason I haven't posted that much this week, but I'm still around. And I'm still playing the 4 games that I'm covering on my channel. Meanwhile, other stuff are happening behind the scenes. Obviously, I cannot say much about that. But it involves some playing of games. It involves some, even some trips to certain places. Maybe later on we can provide some more info about that, but not at this moment. So for now, Forza and Forza Vista. That's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna start off with the Abarth 695 Biposto, which I sort of made matte black, red on the roof, some red lining, and then yeah, the biggest of all the trouble, this stupid scorpion thing, which you have to make with triangles and squares. It takes quite a while to make this thing, but eventually you got it more or less together. That is the Abarth 695 Biposto. Try to make the lines at more sync as possible, which is not always. It looks to be like one line, but it not really is. You have to put a line on the side and on the front, and then you sort of need to make them connect, which is not always that easy. What it is, but yeah, the 695 Biposto. In case one of you guys are interested in it. What else do we have? The old Abarth. Also here again the Abarth Scorpion on it. Fiat Abarth 595. You can even Google for this car, and then you will see that this is more or less a replica from a car which is in a museum in Italy somewhere. Has the Scorpion on the hood and has the on the side a Fiat Abarth 595. SAS. Yeah. Normally we would say SS, but yeah, due to war and all that and the connotation with the SS, they sort of made it full name, and they kind of write it fully. So it's SAS. That's sort of the name of this thing. Of course, this one is, I believe, let's have a look, B. I have put it in B class because that's another thing with these designs, is that they look differently on picture in some cases, because you have sometimes you see them like full stock while you have them tuned to S1, which gives different rims and also different tuning setup, and then you get like a different picture from it. Car number 3 that I designed, yeah, made some stars on it, a little bit shiny. That's what people want apparently. I made it purple here, but yeah, you can obviously can make it in different colors as well. The Illumicraft brand tag on it, and the RMD tag, as I will have on most of my cars. The Illumicraft, that's car number 3 that I did. What else do we have here? Let's have a look. The Audi. That's sort of what you go for. You sort of go for the trending cars, and those are cars, if you are new in the game and you go through the campaign, then some of these cars you get for free. So if you want to make it somewhere as a painter, you definitely need paintings on those cars. That's just how it is. This is the R8 V10 Plus, the 4.2 V10 Lamborghini engine, or you also have a 5.2 version of this thing in this game. The Audi rings on the side, and other than that I sort of made it like an aluminium and green blinking combination with some green tinted windows as well. And a bit of a racing stripe on it. This is tuned in S2995. It's a bit of a beast. You get, if you have the traction control up, it's like wheel spinning till third gear, but it goes pretty fast. Way over 400 kilometers an hour if you tune it to S2. Oh, let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the little funny thing here. Also this one is, yeah, I even made a tune for this one in D500, and it's a bit of a rocket. It's pretty hard to keep because it's so small. The BMW is at 300. Because it is so small, yeah, it's a bit of hard to handle in the corners, but it's fast as hell. I've done some online with this thing, with the D500 setup, and you can actually win races with it if you're just a bit careful in the corners. Because it's so small, you very often spin out in a 360. But that's how it looks like. A bit of gold and aluminium chrome rims thing. Bit of gold and white combination. What else did we do? Yeah, we did the Ford Raptor, and then have two versions of those things. One is a bit plain colors. Just some plain blue with a blue stripe on it, and then the American flag sort of wrapped around the door. And the same goes on the other side, as you can see. You can of course exaggerate that a little bit as well, which I kinda did on the Horizon edition. I completely wrapped that one with the flag. More or less had to, because you cannot really wrap a flag around that thing, so you sort of have to break up the flag a little bit. So I put some stars on the bottom of the side there, and also on the roof, which you cannot really see because it's like, yeah. But also the roof, if you look at it from the top view, also the roof is full of stars. Also this one is, yeah, had some downloads, so Americans kinda like their flag, don't they? Oh, let's have a look. What else do we have? The FPV pursuit tube thing. Also here a bit of a racing stripe that I put on it. This one is tuned to S1. Not that bad, as a matter of fact. The Pursuit Ute Horizon Edition also mentioned here because that's what it is. It is a Horizon Edition. Other than that, a bit of abstract. That's what you will very often see. Keep it simple. I'm not a designer, but kinda like to have it a little bit abstract. Pretty straight lines, stuff like that. Then I have two versions of the Mustang Boss. As you can see, I have full of them. Here we go. Also here, yeah, it's always coming back more or less. Bit of racing stripes, bit of abstract. The Boss Horizon Edition is a Ford, of course. RMD tag as well. And a bit of semi-gloss color, I think, with some blue tinted windows as well. I always more or less tint the windows in the same color as the car. At least that kind of shine. But of course, although it is a 1969 Mustang and Eleanor is more or less known from the movies. Is a 1967 Mustang, I think, but I more or less tried to replicate it anyway. Although this one can be found on RaceMasterDave 2, which is my second driver. That's where I designed this one, the GT500 Eleanor, although it's not really is, it's a Boss 302 1969, and Eleanor is bit of a different grille as well for the 1967, but it's sort of a replica that I tried to make on this one, which is kind of popular download wise. What else do we have now? Yeah, this is a typical example of that it looks differently on a picture than on the actual design. I've tuned this thing to B500, B700 I mean, which sort of makes it a hot rod. And if you look in on the storefront, for instance, in my design, you will actually see that it has a high roof, and it's just sort of the normal Ford Deluxe 5-window coupe. This is the barn find from the Hot Wheels. So if you have the Hot Wheels and you find the barn, then you will find that thing. The 1932 Coupe Deluxe, that's what this thing is. Also this one is pretty popular download wise. And also if I put sometimes what I do is like do some livery promotion, you put some of these cars in auction. And they are usually sold out. But they are a bit hard to get, there are not that many in the auction house, so and of course if you want to put them up for auction, you need to have one of yourself. That's how it goes. Then we go to Lamborghini. Also this one is created on my second driver, so if you're interested in downloading this one, you have to go to RaceMasterDave 2 storefront. This is a bit of a matte black and gold combination. Also this one obviously Horizon Edition Lamborghini Hurricane. Bit of yellow gold stripes combined with the black. More or less sort of replicating the colors from the Centenario. That's kind of what I did. But this one and also Eleanor, the Mustang, you can find on my second driver, in case you want to download these things. Oh, let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, this is one that I quickly designed, and that's a bit of a problem with the lines there. The Urus, there it is. But also here you get some downloads in it for the simple reason that if you are new in the game and you go through the campaign, and there are always new players, even today people still start playing this game. You go through the campaign and the first car or the first championships or races that you get is one of those races is cross country, and then you can get a car for free, and the Urus is one of the options, and seeing the Urus is the most expensive available, a lot of people are choosing this one as their first cross-country car, and then they need to design. So also here, trending cars. That's what you need to design for if you need to work your way up quickly within the painter status. Not that we're ever gonna make legend, because yeah, we might get there eventually, but by then Forza Horizon 4 will be, and people will move there. Just some white striping combination with the green color. And also this one might look differently if it's tuned differently on the pictures. That's a bit of a problem that I have with this. This one is tuned to S1 900, and then it looks like that. That's how it goes. Now we come to one that I recently did, and that is pretty popular as well. The car itself is already pretty popular, and also this design is pretty going good. The Nissan GTR R35 in plasma white with some red mirrors and a red striping, sort of sort of trying to make a Nismo version of it. Japanese flag on the side and Nismo as well, and also Nismo on the back. This one, yeah. Not only the design is popular, but the car itself, like I said, I put them on auction for somewhere between 110 and 184,000, and I think I put like 10 cars up, and most of them are just sold out.
Here's one you didn't know.
The
car
original
Skyline was never actually
works pretty okay, and also the download from the design goes pretty good. And then obviously, seeing we have been involved in the Porsche auction, I also have a couple of Porsches available. Although like the Panamera and so, they didn't download that well, or they did not show up in deliveries as it is. These are DLC, so I have to show them like this because at the moment I'm not logged in at the Microsoft store. That also means you cannot get into these cars. But yeah, you can see the designs for the GT3 RS. Also a pretty popular design, but although it is limited to DLC cars, you need to have the DLC pack, otherwise you cannot download the car from the auction unless you buy the Porsche pack. The same goes for the Cayman GT4, which is also always sold out if you put one up on the market. Not that many about though. We can get into this car because this is not a DLC but a Forza, like most of the Porsches are. None of the Porsches are available in the dealers. You have to get them from the auction house, and that is a bit of a problem, seeing the legend painters are taking advantage of that. The 918 Spider, as it says on the side, in greenish with some white striping as well, combination with some aluminium on the wings and also on the rims. Okie do. That's sort of where we are as we are speaking. Let's see, the 911 Turbo S, also this one, had a few downloads on it, but also Forza. You cannot get this thing. I usually put up which car it is because yeah, there are a lot of 911s in this game. You have a Turbo S, you have a GT2 RS, you have a GT3 RS, and a bunch of others. So it's always mentioned it somewhere what car it exactly is. In this case, Turbo S from 2014. Blue with some white striping combination. Pretty, all pretty abstract. I don't make a racing figure of it or put some racing things on it or something. Let's see, what else do we have? GT2 RS was also yeah, got some downloads on that, and then suddenly it stopped. So I'm assuming after 48 or 72 hours it suddenly got removed from the 10-15 cars that are shown, and then you don't get any downloads on it. So occasionally you have to unshare and share it again to make it appear again within the designs that are available. Also this one, same story. It was Forza a couple of weeks ago. Was last week or the week before that? And immediately got some downloads on this design, which is more yeah, grey aluminium combination with red for the Cayenne Turbo. And it worked fine, but because it was Forza, also a lot of people could get their hands on it, and they were also designing for it, and then yeah. So then your design shows up for like 24 hours, and that's it. Then you go back. So you have to unshare this and share this every day to get it back up there for at least 12 hours or so, and then they remove it again because then there are other designs coming in. That's sort of how the design thing goes. But yeah, you can always go to someone's storefront. If you like a design, you can always go to that creator's storefront, and then you can find all the designs that the guy has created, which kind of makes it a bit more interesting to find something from that person. I had some other designs as well, but I removed them now for the other Porsches. Because seeing the Porsches or Forza, they are hard to get, you also yeah, don't get many downloads on them because they are so hard to get. But I have most of the Porsches. The only one that I'm missing is the 928 GTS. Let's see, do we have anything? 2004 GT3, also pretty cheap. You can pick it up, but nobody's posting it because it was only Forzathon once. So occasionally you can find one, as I have found here. I had a couple of everything, but I shared them in a couple of auctions, made some video where if people needed anyone, so I got like a couple requests. I sold all my Porsches, and also my teammate is doing the same. So we are selling them to people who actually want one, and we're just for the pretty cheap prices, not like the Legend painted for 20 million. 944 and so on. This one was also had some quite some downloads. Till one day it suddenly stopped, so I'm assuming that was the day that it disappeared from the store. The Carrera RS, bit of white and blue combination here. The 914 6th I managed to pick up 2 weeks ago or something. Also very rare. If you can get your hands on it, immediately buy it out, because also this one was only once in Forzathon, so people who are sharing it are basically they are sharing their only car they have, but they for some reason they don't want it, or they don't know what they are actually holding, and they just put it in the auction, and so you can occasionally find one. The same goes for the 356 Speedster. Meanwhile, I get a pop-up here that my Nissan GTR has sold. That was the Nismo version. I put one in the auction. Again, it sold about 2 hours before it actually ended, and I only put it up for 3 hours, so that means that it's bought out again. This one is a 5 stars livery, which I can also not view. The 550 Spider. That's I think over 80 or 90 downloads just on this one, and it was only in the market for like 2 days and then suddenly stopped with the download, so that's when they removed it again. The Spider, what else do we have? Yeah, also again, trending cars, or if you're into the paintings and the designs, you need to try to get some liveries on the trending cars. And what is a trending car? That is either people that get the cars through the campaign, or if they are Forzathon. This thing was Forzathon last week, I believe. So at that moment it becomes a trending car because everybody can win it. So this is semi-gloss or polished red with some red tinted windows, Horizon Edition, the Subaru Brat. But this is not like that special scene. Well, not only could you win it, but they're not going really very well in the auction. You can just pick them up for 200,000. 200,000-300,000 you can pick them up, more or less. And then we have like also another popular car, because it is what it is. The Toyota Supra, the final car for the RMD design. So the 2025 cars that I designed, and this is the last one that I will show you. This is chrome gold underneath it, but I put a wrap over it, which sort of gives it some strange combinations, that if the sun is shining on it, or if you look at it from this side, it's like not really happening on the side here. So you have some lines on it which kinda color yellow. If you look at it from a more dark side, then the lines will actually appear to be black. And underneath is a chrome gold, and then a wrap over it, which I kinda mirrored here on the top, and that makes it some sort of racing stripe thing going on with the black lines you see, depending on where you look at it from the car. And of course it is the Supra, and it is a RZ Supra, and also a Horizon Edition, obviously, because that's what it is. This car is, I put it up for auction. One day it was bought out for 8 million, the other day it was bought out for 10 million. Because it's a Horizon Edition, you can put the prices up to 11 million. I usually do like times 10, so I put them up for like 600,000 to 6 million, or 800,000 to 8 million. I think I have one up now for like 700,000 to 7 million. And sometimes people just bid on it. Otherwise, you have like these people, they just want it and they buy it out. That's how it goes. That was it for this video. Meanwhile, what was this? Oh yeah, the GTR has sold. Okay. And by playing around a bit with designs and also being some active in the auction, not so much driving, yeah, you work your way up and before you know it you have over 50 million. That's how it goes. RMD design. That was sort of what we go through in this video. You can download most of the designs from RaceMasterDave storefront, and for the Hurricane and the Eleanor Mustang you have to look for RaceMasterDave 2, and there you can find that in the storefront in case you guys want to download it and help me get like a little bit of a higher painter status. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.